Hi, I'm Mike.
And I'm Karen.
We are Retired Young. Denali National Park is one of the crown jewels of the national park system. It is located about halfway between Fairbanks and Anchorage. Driving from the north, we hardly saw any traffic. All of a sudden, we came around the corner, and there was the commercial zone. Commercial zone was outside the park. One night we went in and had a nice meal at one of the restaurants. Karen bought a half gallon of milk for $4.50. So things are a little pricey, but that's kind of what you expect. The next zone is the entrance area zone. The entrance area is located in the first 1.5 miles of the road that goes into the park. If you're camping in the park, you're supposed to go to the Mercantile. People that work there call it the Merc. If you're going to take a bus ride into the park, then you can go to the Wilderness Access Center. People that work there call it the WAC. We stayed at a campground called Tequanica, which is called Tech. So we went to the Merc, they sent us to the WAC to get our pass for Tech.
The WAC used to be the main visitor center. A few years back, they built a new visitor center. In a separate building, there's also a restaurant and a bookstore. Also in the entrance area is a train depot.
The railroad and Denali go way back. In fact, some people say that without the railroad, the park may not have been created. And the park's existence was one of the reasons why they thought they needed the railroad. So they both kind of went together. They had a symbiotic relationship. Today it seems like the main users of the train depot are people from cruise lines.
One of the attractions in the entrance area is the sled dog kennels.
They carry them with their front legs off the ground because they said if they had all four legs down, they wouldn't be able to control her. They said they had to keep her in two-wheel drive. As you can see, there's a lot going on in the entrance zone. The next zone, at least as far as we have described it, is what we call the driving zone. Private individuals can drive out to mile 15. Here we are driving up to the checkpoint at mile marker 15.
Hi, I was just checking your length.
We're driving back deeper and deeper into Denali with the camper. And we stayed 3 nights at Riley Creek, and now we're going to spend 4 nights at Tequanica. The longest zone is the bus zone. It goes from mile 15 all the way out to mile 92.5. We're in the backpackers place. These guys are getting dropped off. They're going out hiking.
This is Polychrome Pass. It's known for its vibrant colors. The colors come from volcanic rock. The park road is barely wide enough for 2 buses to pass each other. In some places, there are steep drop-offs. This is the Eelson Visitor Center.
Lots of people. This is about as far as most people go back.
If you continue on past Eilson Visitor Center, you get to Wonder Lake, Cantonisha and its little airport,
So this is the end of the road turnaround. There's not a lot at the very end, is there? Guided tour on a bus from the WAC to the end of the road cost $194 per person. We did the non-guided tour and that was only $51 per person. Either way, they said to allow 12 hours for the round trip.
The buses are kind of fun. You get to meet a lot of people. But the main focus, however, is seeing all the wildlife. Alright, so if it was clear, Denali would be right over there.
The last of our zones we call the mountain zone. They say only 30% of the visitors to the park get to see the mountain. This is because Mount Denali is usually covered by fog and clouds. As you probably know, Mount Denali is the highest mountain in North America. Every year about 1,000 people climb the mountain. Our mountain zone is very distinct and separate from the other zones in the park. The closest the park road gets to the mountain is about 30 miles. People climbing the mountain don't come in through the park road, they fly in from Talkeetna. That is not to say, however, that the mountain isn't a big deal. Every visitor to the park hopes to see the mountain. The first 9 days we were at the park, we never saw the mountain. On our way out, the clouds parted, the skies opened, and voila. It was our money shot. Denali has been criticized for not being more accessible. As mentioned before, there's only one road into the park. Denali has 3 times as many acres as Yellowstone Park, but only has 1/6 the number of campgrounds. There's also not a lot of managed hiking trails, and there's none past mile marker 15. In response, the park superintendent, Don Stryker, has said the following. We have to balance the need for appropriate development and public use with the need for long-term sustainable conservation of increasingly fragile resources. I don't know what the right answer is, but at Retired Young, we're just happy we got to enjoy it the way it is today.
Here's our recommendations if you decide to visit the park. First thing you should do is reserve a campsite ahead of time. Spots inside the park are difficult to come by. If you don't find anything online, then make a phone call. It's easier to get it that way. Our second recommendation is to take the non-guided bus tour to the Eelson Visitor Center. Going beyond the Eelson Center to the end of the road is not worth the time and money.
Our last recommendation is don't lose your drone. Today is not a very good day. I crashed my drone across this river. So today we're not just having a regular old hike, Karen. We're going to do on a mission.
We don't know for sure, but
well, we're going to see.
We'll see.
We're going to try and get the drone.
We're going to try and find it first and then see if we can get to it.
Karen, we made it up to one line on the topo map. We've hiked up a steep thing already, and I don't think we're going to make it the rest of the way. We'd have like 5 more lines to go, and they're closer together than this one was. It would be dangerous. It's not worth it. So we were flying it from last night out of the park. Karen told me I have to say goodbye to the drone. We'll end this video with the last picture taken by my drone.